Funny thing, if you really think about it, being selfless is easy. Being selfish is actually what's hard. And you're a lot less useful to yourself, to those that you love, to your community, and to your world when you're selfless and not at all selfish. Selfless seems to be the cousin or the next door neighbor to being nice. And we're constantly taught in society, be nice. A couple of years ago, around Christmas time, when the Christmas lights are up and out and the ornaments in the cities are up and out, the displays, there was this area in my city where a lot of families take their kids to look at the lights, the displays. And on this one particular night, I was walking by this area and there was a man absolutely losing his mind. Now, he didn't look homeless. He was decently dressed. He didn't look like a meth head, like a bum. He was drunk and or on drugs, but he was screaming profanities. He was kind of running to and fro in half stars, scaring people. Parents were, grabbing their kids and kind of shooing them away, but nobody did anything about this guy. Everybody just kept tolerating him. Not me. There's not much of a fuse where tolerance is supposed to be in most people. In me, I think it's practically non-existent. Tolerance for nonsense. So I heard him. It was annoying. It was irritating. It was ridiculous. He was posing a threat, to everybody around him. And I was stunned that no dad had yet done anything about this guy. Anyway, I walked up to him and I told him to beat it. He refused, tried to lurch at me. I didn't move, started walking towards him. He started walking away slowly. Then at one point he turned around and he went to get into my face, and so I shoved him and launched him. He landed on his back, hit his head on the pavement. And right at that same moment, there were some people walking by. Oh, there was a lot of people around us, but there was extra people walking by. And this one lady looks at me and goes, "That wasn't very nice." And what are people going to wait for? Until that guy hits a little kid, hits a woman, does worse? I didn't respond because I really don't care the opinions of others much anyway. I did what I did because it was the right thing to do. And that act on my behalf, it wasn't selfless. It was somewhat selfless in the sense of looking out for all the families and kids and the kids that had moms with them but no dads, especially. But it was also selfish. I was tired of hearing this dipshit yell, scream profanities, and just be an absolute idiot. And right after I shoved him, there was a guy behind me that said, "Hey, yo, the cops are on their way." So I literally just kept walking, walked away, and the cops never bothered me and took the guy away. But it is so ingrained in our society to be nice. Be nice. You know who has to be nice? Weak people. Weak people have to be nice because they have no other option. People who are strong can choose to be kind, but I don't ever have to be nice because I am strong. And you don't become strong without being selfish. But weak people, a weak man, can't protect the ones that he loves, can't protect himself, and can't protect his community. A strong man is the only kind of man that can do that. A strong man needs to have some selfishness. To get strong in the gym, as a basic example, to go to the gym and get strong in the gym takes selfishness. You have to focus on yourself. You have to take time for yourself. You can only give from what you have. In the Bible, the story of the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan finds the man beaten on the side of the road, takes him to an inn, and pays the innkeeper for the man's stay, for his food, for his drink. I think he pays for a doctor, a physician to come and visit. The point is that the Good Samaritan had resources to give in order to be the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan would not have been the Good Samaritan if he was broke. You can only give what you have. So if you don't have resources, you can't give them. If you don't have strength, physically or mentally, you cannot give that. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. You can't give love to others. You with me? So, with this understanding, to have much to give, you must have that correlating amount of a lot to give. And the only way to have a lot to give is to be selfish enough to get it in the first place. It would seem to me that the people who are the most selfless amongst us, are they the weakest? Are they the ones that just have to be nice because they ain't got shit? They don't do shit. They haven't amounted to shit. And I don't say that with any judgment. I'm saying that simple clinical observation. Let's be honest here. Can you be honest here? If you can't, if you're not honest with yourself about your life and who you are, then you'll never be able to be honest with others. Again, back to what I just said, you can only give from what you have. So if you, my fine feathered friend, have not developed the faculty and capacity to be ruthlessly honest with yourself about yourself, then you'll probably squirm to some degree of what you're hearing in this video because it's uncomfortable and it's true. But if you can't be honest and truthful with yourself, you'll have a hard time accepting it from others and giving it to others. And as you sit and think about this, it becomes, to me, seemingly obvious that selfishness is actually directly correlated to self-esteem. Always being nice, this imprinting from childhood. It used to get under my skin as a kid. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Why? Why do I have to be nice? I don't fucking feel like it sometimes. Most of the time. Now, I can choose to be kind. And at this point in my life, that's generally my default choice. As long as somebody isn't up to any bullshit and trying to test me. When a selfless person is kind, there's no such thing as a selfless person being kind. When a weak person is kind, there's no such thing. A weak person has to be nice. Only strong people who don't have to be kind are actually, and then who are kind are choosing it and are being kind. But I just want you to think on that today. Your utility to yourself, your loved ones and your family, your friends, your community, your country, and humanity at large, the entire human race. Your utility goes up the more you can bring to the table, right? The more you can contribute. The amount and the quality of the amount of anything it is that you can bring to the table and contribute is directly correlated to how much of it you possess. And how much of it you possess is dependent upon how selfish you have been in making the acquisition of improving and elevating yourself the priority at the expense and the cost of other things, including repeatedly being selfish with your time, your energy, your commitments, and your priorities in the face of and under the pressure of other people wanting you to do something with your energy, your time, your creativity that they want to see happen. Whether it be somebody that you like, you love, family, friend, spouse, could be somebody in your general life community, somebody in your city, your boss, coworker, whatever it is. No is a very important word to understand how to say it and when to say it in your life so that you can say yes to your life and you elevating constantly to the next level, constantly growing and acquiring more of everything that makes you a more useful and valuable human, which then translates to you getting to choose when you want to be kind, when you want to be generous, when you want to contribute, and then when you choose to do so, you're able to do it at a level that very few people can because you have the prerequisite possession of whatever it is that you're contributing in the prerequisite amount that you're giving. Because again, the Good Samaritan wouldn't be the Good Samaritan if he was broke. I wouldn't have been able to shove that man out of that park and protect the kids, the women, the families from him if I didn't have the strength and the skill to do it. And the skill and the strength to do that has been acquired through a selfish pursuit of what I want, at the expense and the cost of often having to say no to others and what they want. So think about that. And then the more you elevate your life and who you are, the more self-esteem you build. Self-esteem doesn't come from nothing. And it doesn't come from just feelings. Not at least for a man. Self-esteem for men comes from knowing that you're capable of doing shit, that you've done shit, that you do shit, that you accomplish things, that you can go after goals, that you're worth something and you're constantly seeing progress. That's where self-esteem comes from. Knowing that you've put in the time, you've put in the energy, you've put in the reps, you've put in the consistency, you've set standards, and then you've secured those standards daily, so on and so forth. So I'm here to tell you, fuck being nice. Choose to be kind when you want to be kind and when you choose to do it. Otherwise, lean a little bit more into selfishness, because nobody is going to give a man the life that he wants except himself. You live for others, you'll live a life where you die by 1,000 cuts. I've been through that merry-go-round and that rigmarole many a time. And I see it clear as day. I am very clear-headed on that. The only person who will ever give me the life that I truly desire and want is me. The same is true for you, my friend. So if you really are serious about acquiring and accomplishing and experiencing the life that you say you want, then you're going to need to be selfish. That's not to say that you're cruel or even unkind in general to others and life, but you have to know how to be selfish. You have to know how to say no and let that be adequate. And you have to see the correlation between the more selfish you are in the elevation of your life, the more utility you actually create and build. High value man, as that cliche goes these days. And the more that you accomplish and build and acquire, not just possessions, but experiences, knowledge, capacity, competence, the more your self-esteem improves. And self-esteem is something we are sorely lacking in civilization today.